Ya cuando tú entras que la gente ya está ahí. Ahorita
Depende.
no.
Ahorita ya está iniciado. I need to check. A ver.
Mm,
Let's see, let's see. Yes. Ya está live. Según esto, claro. According to this. Voy a poner igual aquí. Either wait for the ads. All right. Skip this. Okay. Go ahead. So we're here at today's special, I guess you could say, Mother's Day stream with special guest, Mom.
Hi.
Dice Jamie, hola. Hello, Jamie. Hello. So a bit different than usual. Así dice, hola, mamá. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
We've never officially had Mom on stream, but today I asked her for a favor, and it was quite the challenge to get her on stream, but she's here. Jessie, hello. How's it going? Dice, hola, Ace y mamá.
Hola.
And you know how to speak English too, so you can say hi.
Hi everybody. Happy Mother's Day para todas las mamitas que son madres y que están viendo este video.
All right. Magic. Hola, mamá. Happy Mother's Day. What's up, Ace? How's it going, Magic? Everything good?
Hi Magic.
Let's see here. Jessie, it's been a while since I've been in stream. I talked about going to Cuenca, and this summer it's finally happening. Woo! It's about time. I hope it goes well. How's everyone doing? How's everyone faring this Mother's Day? Did you get your mom's gifts? In fact, well, I'll wait a little while because it's still early. So I just want to make sure I say hi to everyone. Little bit of intro here. Anything you want to say?
Bueno, voy a hablar en español porque en realidad es el idioma que más domino, más que el inglés, ¿no? Para que me puedan entender, igual mi hijo va a traducir.
Yeah, but you gotta go slow. So she says she's gonna speak in Spanish because that's her main language, the one that she's the best at. Jamie te pregunta, what's mom's name?
Mi nombre es Silvia, Silvia Alexandra es mi segundo nombre.
Her name is Sylvia, Sylvia Alexandra. So now you guys know. Let's see here. We have Jessie, very good. Bought my mom some flowers and only found out that at the register they cost around 60 euros. Oh my God, those are some expensive flowers. I hope it was like gigantic bouquet. ¿Aquí cuánto suele costar así un arreglo de flores medio bonito?
Empezando desde más o menos $25.
Yeah,
Un
like,
arreglo bonito y ahí va subiendo según lo que la persona quiera añadirle al ramo de flores es el costo.
yeah. So there are here, they also do these like arrangements of flowers. And my mom's saying they're around like, there's some that are around $25 for like a pretty one. And of course, it could scale up in price the more things you add to it, which is normal. Sometimes here for birthdays, people give not arrangements of flowers, but arrangements of chocolates and stuff. And they start like from $5 for something small sometimes, then $10 and up. See crazy big arrangements. They're really good. So yeah, let's see here. Robert, happy Mother's Day to all mothers and those who have one. Thank you, thank you. Happy Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. And Jessie says, but she loved them. O sea, estaban caras las flores que 60 euros allá, imagínate.
Wow,
Pero que la mamá le encantó.
me encantó, claro, sí,
Uh-huh.
sí.
Well, I
Son
hope
lindos.
so. Because it's like even, it's not the price so much, it's more like the intention, like doing
Sí.
something for your mom. That's really nice. So I think that's great. Beyond Borders, what's up? Dice, Feliz Día de la Madre.
Gracias.
Let's see here. So we have some things to talk about, but now we have the stage open for mom. If you guys have any questions for mom or any questions for me about mom before we begin into other topics, because she's only going to be with us for about 30 minutes, so maybe a little bit less because she got her things she got to do. And later we're going to go out, hopefully, with the family and hang out. I don't know if Dad's going because he has to work. I hope he can. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask. Tell us about your Mother's Day. Tell us what you've done. Who here is a mom? Because if you're a mom, I also want to tell you Happy Mother's Day to you. Firstly, I do want to talk about a little anecdote, something that happened at the school. No sé si Silvio te contó. I don't know if my brother told my mom.
Okay.
At the school, I didn't expect it, although I did expect something, but not that. But we were at school, and at the last hour on Friday, there was this like Mother's Day celebration, I guess, and all the teachers, mother or not, all the lady teachers, they all were gathered in the middle of the main court at the school, and one of the other teachers had brought someone to sing like una clase de serenata, like
Oh, qué lindo.
serenade kind of thing. They sang to the mothers, like, you know, appreciating the mothers. The chancellor at our school, he gave a little speech, you know, thanking all mothers, talking about how great they were, which, of course, without mom, none of us exist. So, so there was that speech, and yeah, it was really nice. All the mothers or all the lady teachers got a flower. Um, and during the day, there were also some of the students were going around giving them like snacks, bocaditos, like to the teachers, like to everyone, but mainly to the moms or the lady teachers. So it was special. It was something that I think was nice, a nice gesture from the school. I didn't know that that was gonna happen. Like, of course, when I got there, I saw the stage set up, and I was like, "Oh, so they're gonna do something for Mother's Day." But before that, the day before, they hadn't told us anything. So I'm guessing it was just to surprise the all the teachers who, you know, mothers, or like it was funny because the the chancellor said the mamacitas, like the, you know,
The
it's
single person, like
yeah,
mother.
it's something like, o sea, mamacita se traduciría algo estilo like not mommy, but like almost mommy, but like in the sense that like when you're more like flirting, but saying like, you know, like a young mom or a few, or like, you know, someone who you just think is like attractive, kind of like that. But it was more of a joke, of course. But it was an interesting thing, just something that I remember that happened on Friday to celebrate Mother's Day. I also had some of my students make a Mother's Day card in English to practice their English and to do something for their moms. I don't know if they're actually gonna give it to their moms because, you know, sometimes you tell them, hey, you know, do this, and it's up to them whether they do it or not. But, you know, just something that I wanted to see them do and I thought would be pretty interesting. So, moving on, I did want to do something. 1 second. So yeah.
¿Qué es esto, pa? Oh my
Happy
God.
Mother's Day.
Wow.
I
Esta
got
es una
mom
sorpresa.
a little gift.
Sí.
For Mother's Day is a perfume. So if you want, show it to the stream.
Ok.
I got her perfume.
Una sorpresa para mí. Oh, qué lindo, un lindo detalle. No es por lo que él me da, sino el detalle de acordarse de algo especial, quizás que me gusta, ¿no? Porque muchas veces como hijos buscamos lo que a nuestros padres o a nuestras madres les gusta más o que siempre han querido. Quizás él sabía que yo hace rato quería un perfume y él lo tenía en su mente y eso es lo más importante para mí, o sea, que él haya recibido quizás ese mensaje de que en algún momento yo dije, quisiera que me regalen un perfume, en cualquier momento, no puede ser en mi cumpleaños, en una Navidad o el Día de las Madres, pero que haya ese detalle, ¿no? Que un hijo se acuerde y diga, ah, no, mi mamá le gusta esto, yo le voy a comprar lo que ella dijo una vez que, o sea, que le gustaba. Entonces, veo que mi hijo sí se ha acordado de ese detalle que no pensé que me iba a regalar, pero le agradezco mucho.
So just a little summary of what she said. Basically, she was like, it wasn't something she was expecting. It's not the fact that of like price or anything, or how big the gift is, but the fact that I remembered that she wanted perfume, that she had one time mentioned that she didn't have perfume. She wanted a perfume. So I got her this perfume that she wanted for some time now. And she's more happy of getting that because not so much because of the gift itself, the price or anything like that, but the fact that her son remembered something that she had wanted for some time. So yeah, just a little detail. And also Beyond Borders, thank you very much, muchísimas gracias, for the donation. It will definitely go towards the meal that we're gonna go have later. I'm still wondering what we want to do, but I'm letting my brother coordinate that because I coordinated the gift. So my brother decides on the location, what we're gonna do next, and then we'll go do it. So yeah, what did you guys get for your mom? I already know Jesse got his mom some flowers, or her mom, their mom. And so what did you guys get for your moms? Magic, I wish I knew Spanish, so I knew what she was saying. Like I said, big summary is just she's very happy that I remembered something that she wanted, and it was a nice gift. Here we say un lindo detalle, nice detail, pretty much, if you were to translate it. But it's more like a nice gift or something, just something nice when you refer to things like that. We also try to practice some language learning here, a little bit of interaction. I think I got a lot when Dad's on stream because he always talks about like his life or things, but of course in Spanish, so I do the translations.
Algo que quería decir, acotar en lo que mi hijo está diciendo.
Something she wanted to say.
Ajá. Lo más importante para una madre es
The most important thing for a
no
mom
es solamente el detalle de lo material, sino,
not just a material, you know, gift,
sino poder compartir con los hijos esos pocos momentos de calidad con los hijos que se tengan y que esté uno rodeada del cariño y el amor de ellos. Así sea que no le den ningún regalo, pero tenerlos con uno al lado de uno, o sea, compartiendo una cena, una conversación, pero que estemos juntos, que es lo más importante, más que el detalle. Claro, el detalle está incluido dentro de las cosas que se puedan necesitar, pero...
Wait, translation. More than anything, it's being able to spend quality time with your kids. Like, it's not the material gift, not an item or a thing, but being able to spend time with your kids. That's the most important thing to a mom. Once again, a summary of what she just said, because she said a lot. Remember, little by little, because I can translate, but like, it's little by little. And Robert, thank you very much for the donation. I really appreciate it. So remember, if you guys haven't seen your mom, or if you haven't sent her a message, which I assume at this point everyone has, go spend time with her, send her a message, do something with her, because I think even if like you don't go with a gift, because sometimes I know the situation is tough, not everyone can like pull out a gift and be like, oh, hey, here's a gift. But it's like, if you can spend time with your mom, I think that's what she would appreciate the most. Although she sees me here every day, so it's like, but she enjoys the quality time we have to like interact separately from like the just spending time at home or just like being here. Because even now, because of the job, my new job, like I'm gone in the morning, sometimes I'm gone in the afternoon. So we only get to like see each other and like speak like at night. So it's a little bit different than it was before. But all for a good cause, because we're trying to make the situation here better, trying to improve things. And yeah, so mom, she's got some we'll call it talents or skills, but it's actually something that she learned. Tell them about what you do now with the whole beautician career.
Sí. Bueno, en realidad, pues, cuando yo me gradué en el colegio...
When she graduated high school.
Propiamente estudié un año de lenguas que fue el inglés, pero después me retiré y no seguí estudiando.
She studied languages, English for a year, but then she retired, she stopped studying.
Después me casé.
Then she got married.
Tuve mis hijos.
Had us,
y me dediqué a mis hijos y no estudié ni hice nada más.
Then she dedicated herself to her family, to the kids, obviously my dad, and she didn't study anymore after that.
Ajá. Entonces, hace unos 2 años atrás,
About 2 years ago,
tomé la decisión de estudiar algo que me gustara.
She made the decision to study something that she liked.
Pero no quería que fuera una carrera muy larga, porque ya no quería estar tanto tiempo estudiando alguna cosa, sino algo más corto.
She decided on something shorter because she didn't want to go into a career that was too long.
Entonces decidí estudiar belleza.
So she studied, I guess you could say, to be a beautician, to study like beauty. Not sure exactly what you would call study the thing, but I know it's called like being a beautician.
Que son 2 años y iba a tener mi diploma avalado por el ministerio aquí de trabajo para yo poder ejercer una carrera y también tener pues un ingreso propio.
It was a 2-year long career, and the career itself is actually recognized by the ministry of, I guess, work. So it's actually a real career, and she got her degree.
Sí, entonces pues ahora tengo ya esa carrera.
Now
Ya
she has
soy
that career.
una profesional en artesana de la belleza, que es como sale uno con el título.
She's a beautician, basically.
Y estoy ejerciendo esta carrera, pero haciéndolo desde mi casa, con las personas que conozco.
Yeah, she's doing that here at home, not in a specific place.
Claro.
She does it from here, like I guess you could say she does her career.
Claro, por ahora he empezado así, poco a poco, entonces pues atiendo desde aquí de la casa, tengo mi espacio que lo he acondicionado para lo que es la belleza y pues hago todo lo que es, supongamos, de uñas, lo que es tratamientos para el cabello, maquillaje, peinado, que es lo que más me gusta, o sea, dentro de lo que es la belleza.
So she has a little space here at home where she has the things that she needs in order to do nails, to help with the hair, like do the hair, and makeup as well, and things in regards to that, which is what she likes to do.
Sí, en realidad siempre me ha gustado lo que es todo lo que tenga que ver con el arte, o sea, aparte de eso, yo también hago a veces cosas de manualidades como pintar, me encanta el dibujo, me encanta todo lo que es de creatividad, de decoración, de cosas así. O sea, siempre me ha gustado, eso es lo que más me llama la atención, lo que es el arte.
She also likes things that are related to being creative. She likes painting, drawing, and things in relation to art.
Y eso, entonces, eso es lo que estoy por ahora haciendo, ¿no? Creando poco a poco mis clientes, que es un poco duro al principio, pero yo sé que más adelante con fe en Dios, las cosas pues van a cambiar y voy a tener más clientela y poco a poco pues seguiré adelante con eso que me gusta.
So that's what she does now, and little by little, she's trying to build up a base of people who, I guess you could say, a customer base or a client base, where she gets more people. It's hard at first, and this kind of goes into side topic. What I've talked about before, not everyone can make a business and make it successful. I know it's hard, but it's a process, and hopefully, over time, with perseverance and consistency, things will get better, and she'll have more people who come to her for the services that she offers, and everything will work out to the best of, I guess, to work out for the best. So yeah, that's a little bit about mom.
Muy bien.
A little bit about what she does as well.
Sí, le entiendo bastante a mi hijo cuando habla.
She understands me.
Lo que pasa es que no puedo hablar tan rápido como él. O sea,
she just can't speak as fast as I can.
De pronto por no decir algo mal, por eso es que no hablo en inglés. Por eso prefiero hablar en mi idioma, que es el español. Pero sí hablo algo de inglés y puedo entender, pero no. En este sentido, él es el que me está traduciendo para que lo haga mucho mejor.
Because she doesn't want to mess up, it's easier for her to speak in her native language, and that's why she prefers to interact this way. And she understands me. Like, she'll understand probably everything I'm saying, but it's just she doesn't want to, make a mistake or say something that might not be right. And it's understandable. I mean, that's a mentality that I think a lot of people here have when learning English. I can say that because I have my students, I have my friends who I've been like for years, like trying to tell them, hey, I can help you, I can teach you. Like, they don't even have to pay me. We just like practice like for fun. And it's like they've always been kind of like apprehensive towards it. Like they feel like they're gonna get made fun of, or in some cases they just don't want to because they just think it's tough. But I always explain this to everyone who wants to learn the language. Spanish is much more difficult than English, and I'm sorry for everyone who's an English speaker wanting to learn Spanish, but that's the truth. Because in English, when you conjugate verbs, even in present, like for verb conjugation, it's easy. I go, you go, he goes, she goes, third person. We go, they go. So the verb go is like the main conjugation, and that's super easy. But when you talk about Spanish, the same verb go, which is el verbo ir, you say yo voy. So that's go, and for me, I go, yo voy. And for you, tú vas. So you go. Once again, in English, it's I go, you go. But in Spanish, it's yo voy, tú vas. Then you say him or her, or he or she. Él va. Ella va. So in third person, of course, in English, you have goes. But for Spanish, you already have 3 different conjugations. Then you go into plurals. Nosotros vamos. We go. And it's still go. And for plural, but third person, not you, it's ellos van. They go. It's again go. So it's all go. And for Spanish, it's voy, yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, ellos van. So there's 5 different conjugations. So Spanish is much more difficult. But of course, when it's your main language, you're not going to see it that way. You're going to think, no, for me, Spanish is easier because that's just your main language. And for us, English is going to be easier, and it is easier, but it's also because it's our main language. So Magic wanted to ask, did the time from when her children were born till today, when they're adults, go by quickly? So for you, like, did the time when I was a kid, me and my brother were kids, to now, did that time go by fast? Or did it feel like a long time? O sea, si se sintió como el tiempo pasó rápido desde que éramos niños hasta ahora. Que somos adultos.
Sí. Es verdad, aquí es Mike.
Magic.
Sí, Magic. La verdad que el tiempo se va tan rápido que cuando uno mira hacia atrás, los hijos se crecen. Por eso es importante, si usted es padre, compartir con los hijos desde que son chiquitos todo lo mejor que se pueda. En los momentos cuando ellos crecen y empiezan a hacer ciertas cosas que a veces uno se pierde ya de compartir con ellos.
So time goes by so fast, and she actually did say that the time when we were kids to now adults, like the time went by really fast, and sometimes you don't spend time with them, or like when you spend time with them, it like varies. Like, no se repite esa parte.
Sí, o sea, cuando están pequeños los chicos y uno pierde ciertos momentos especiales.
When the kids are small, like, and you miss some special moments of their lives.
Ya eso no se vuelven a repetir más.
That doesn't come back. And a little bit of something that I want to say about that too. Like, we talk about this with our students, and it's more the fact that high school, you only live through high school once. Like, high school, once you're 4 or 5 years, depending where you're at. Over here, it's like 5 years. When you finish high school, it's like, it's not like you repeat high school. High school is done. So it's like, if you miss that moment, or if you don't really take advantage of it, appreciate it, or like really live it, it's like you missed a very special part of your life. And I relate it to what she's saying, because like, I hear that a lot, and I didn't understand it, but like, thinking about it, yeah, like, if you don't see, like, for example, the moment that we graduated, my brother graduated a few years ago, and we were there for his graduation. But if we would have missed that, that would have been a moment that we wouldn't have been able to repeat. It doesn't repeat, no se repite. So yeah, time goes by pretty fast.
Más rápido. Es por eso que se debe de compartir con los chicos desde que son pequeños todo lo que más se pueda, momentos de calidad.
That's why you should spend time with with the kids, like quality moments, as much as you can.
Sí, lo que más pueda, vayan al parque, jueguen, compartan esos momentos especiales, porque eso no se vuelve a repetir. Y ya cuando uno quiere mirar hacia atrás, ya los chicos han crecido tanto que uno dice, ¿en qué momento se me fue el tiempo así de rápido?
When you can't repeat those moments, like, you should go with them to like the park, hang out with them, spend that time with them, because when you look back, it's like, where did the time go? It's a reality. So yeah, that's the answer to Magic's question. So you do feel like it's really fast. And even for me, like, I've seen some of my students, how like they've grown up. Like, I in the high school I'm working at now, there was this one student that used to study at my academy, and I hadn't seen him since the pandemic started. Like the pandemic started, and we no longer saw him. So it's been like 4 years. So I saw him, and he recognized me, and I didn't recognize him because he was a small kid, and now he's like taller than I am, and I'm like, oh wow, that's you. And I was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, teacher, how have you been? And I'm like, I'm good. How about you? So we had a conversation. And it was like, wow. And he's not even my kid, but like I could feel like that feeling of like, where did the time go? So Jesse says, yeah, Spanish conjugation is difficult. Also, a lot of words with the same meaning. My girlfriend keeps laughing at me when I speak Spanish. Dude, don't even worry about it. Even if your girlfriend laughs at you, it's like, it's just, I don't think she's making fun of you. She's just kind of like, well, I would hope not. But it's more like, trying to lighten the mood. You could look at it like that. And it's kind of normal here. That's why I always know that my friends don't want to practice because of that. Because over here, there is this whole laugh about everything culture sometimes where people just laugh and laugh. Like, even if it's something serious, they'll laugh. And it's not to be mean. It's just more like it's custom. It's like you're used to thinking things are funny and like making a kind of a joke out of things to kind of lighten the mood. In some cases, they will make fun of you and you'll probably notice it because it'll look malicious, but it's your girlfriend. I don't think that's the case. But the good thing is you're practicing. Even through the laughter, I'm guessing you're still practicing, and that's really good. Magic, I've been saying that to all my friends that are native Spanish speakers, but they never believe me. They never will, because you have to go in with like the foundation to explain your reasoning. Like I said, like for me, it's because I'm a language teacher, and I had to learn Spanish when I came here to Ecuador. So I realized the difficulty of learning Spanish, even as a supposedly native of the country. But my main language was English, and I realized when you start making the comparisons between how you conjugate verbs and how you make sentences, Spanish is much more complicated. And of course, I think, in my opinion, Japanese and Chinese and languages like that are like much more complicated. But it's like, for me, I can see the difference. Beyond borders, wow, it takes several years for me to learn Spanish. It may take several years for me to learn Spanish well enough to be understood. Lol. Don't even worry about it. Take your time. If you want to make the process a little bit faster, definitely find someone to speak to and practice. Take every opportunity you can to practice. My main recommendation, and this is something that I recommend for people who are learning any language, is to grab a book and read that book in the language you're trying to learn. Like, of course, for me, if I wanted to learn, I guess, let's just suppose if I wanted to learn Spanish, I would grab a book in Spanish and I would start reading it, because books tend to have a specific format, like in the sense that the sentences that are written in the book are well written. So you see the format that it's written and you can emulate that same format. And the same thing with the vocabulary. If there's a word you don't understand, you can look up that word and you can see it used in context. And pronunciation, you can read to yourself and you can just speak out loud. And even if it doesn't sound perfect, at least you're practicing it. So you're doing it and you don't have to worry about anyone like laughing at you or like judging you. Because sometimes that's another feeling you get, that like, oh no, someone's gonna judge me for what I'm trying to learn. So yeah, it's just some recommendations. I made a video about like, some tips to learn Spanish, and it works, I think, for every language. But that video, I think it was like before December, sometime around there. So yeah, Magic, that's so true in regards to what my mom was saying. Jesse, I'm meeting my girlfriend's family this summer too, with all the uncles, aunts, and cousins, and I speak zero Spanish yet. I wish you luck, Jesse. You've got this. Have faith in yourself. Just, I think the actual fact that you're meeting them, even without the language, is something that they're going to really appreciate and admire, because not everyone is willing to do that. And it's also putting yourself out of your comfort zone. So it's like, they're like, yeah, he's doing something that no one else would do. Like, even over here, to meet the parents of someone you're dating, like if I were to try to meet the parents of the girl that I like, it would be like, what do I have? Like, I would be kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. And it is a pretty big commitment also. So I'm guessing for her to want you to meet her parents, it's a pretty big deal, because most of the time they take that as like a next step, kind of like you get to meet the family. So it's like, oh, this is serious. When you don't meet the family, it's kind of like you're still not in the serious zone yet. I assume that's the case for most relationships, but over here it's, I think, a bigger deal. Let's see here. Yeah, it's definitely in a fun way. We both laugh. All right, that's cool. Oh no. Magic wants to ask, what is one of the funniest moments that you remember when me and my brother were growing up? Momento más gracioso que te recuerdas de mi hermano y yo creciendo.
Ah, eso fue, me acuerdo tanto,
Oh no.
en un Halloween en los Estados Unidos.
In a
Pero bueno,
Halloween in the United States.
más chistoso fue
Oh no.
como tenían que, allá como se pintan y todo, de según el personaje que vayan a ¿cómo se llama? A
Interpretar.
interpretar, pues,
So
¿no?
over there you get, over there in Halloween, like you sometimes get your face painted.
Claro. Entonces, él sí, mi hijo Gonzalito, él sí se dejaba que lo pinten de acuerdo al personaje que estaba él interpretando, pero mi
I allowed
hijo,
myself, to get my face painted.
sí, él no decía nada, pero mi otro hijo, el pequeño, Silvio, ese en cambio era bravísimo porque no le gustaba que lo pintaran y salió en una foto así todo bravo porque él no quería que lo pintaran. Entonces para mí fue ese el momento más chistoso de mí.
My brother, on the other hand, he didn't like the fact that he had his face painted. So when there was a picture taken of us, in the picture he's all frowning and angry because he didn't want to have his face painted. I could have sworn I also didn't like it either, but I also don't remember at this point. I remember the instance, and that's why I thought I was angry. But I guess that might have been my brother who was angry, and I was just less angry than he was. So yeah, that's a funny moment that my mom remembers. So yeah, Jamie says reading Harry Potter in Spanish. Excellent, Jamie. Harry Potter is a great series. I know it's not for everyone. That's okay. But I'm glad you're reading it in Spanish. I have the series over here in English. Haven't been able to dedicate time to read it though. Let's see here. Jesse, I tried putting my phone in Spanish, but completely lost. Over here, one of the jokes that one of our friends did once is they changed the phone from English, in this case for me, and they changed it to like a language that like there was no way I was ever going to be able to understand that. Something like with kanji, it might have been like Chinese, and I was like, and the good thing is like you can more or less guess where the settings are to switch it back to the language. But oh boy, I can see how some people might feel kind of like, oh no. But it's a good start. Putting your phone in the language that you're trying to learn is a good start to like seeing the language constantly, because I mean, you carry your phone around, most people do, all day. So it's like, it's a good way to check. Let's see here. RKBA, what's going on? What's going on? I am meeting my girlfriend's family for the first time in July. Also visiting Ecuador for the first time. My Spanish isn't bad, not perfect, but I'm guessing by any means. But that's good, as long as you're going with the best intentions, of course, and like are ready for what's to come. Like the food. I do recommend for both Jesse and RK, be very cautious when it comes to food, in the sense that if you're gonna meet the family and the family offers you food, do not reject it. I know you might, if it looks not normal, because I know some food, sometimes you might think it's not what I'm used to. Don't reject it, because they could take that the wrong way. They might feel like, oh, he's picky. That's not good, So don't reject it. Eat it, even if you don't like it. Like at the end, just just you could tell that to your couple. Like tell that to your girlfriend. Be like, hey, I didn't like the food, but I didn't want to be disrespectful, because they might see it as disrespectful. So be cautious with that. Just a tip. So yeah, Jesse, I love how you already know what is going to be said. Yeah, I was. It's just that when she said Halloween, I was like, yeah, I have a feeling I know what she's talking about. Man, I miss Halloween in the States. Over here, you just can't celebrate it like that. Nishan. Hi, happy Mother's Day from India. How's it going? Happy Mother's Day to you too. Hope your mom is having an excellent day. Magic, ask her what was one of the biggest lessons she learned from being a mom. Ya mismo te voy a preguntar eso. ¿Cuál fue una lección muy importante que aprendiste siendo madre? Piénsalo. Let's see here. Lisa, haha, good question. Magic, happy Mother's Day to Ace's mom and moms everywhere. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa te manda un happy Mother's Day. Heart. Lisa, let me know if the volume is still good. I didn't turn off the mic and actually charged it really, really well to make sure it was okay. Let me know if it's all good. Jesse, could you give more Ecuadorian family culture? We'll need it. I'll give some in a bit. When mom has to go, we'll talk more like about some things so that we can like have an idea of that. It's a fun day. But yeah, so what was the lesson? ¿Cuál fue la lección más grande que aprendiste siendo una madre?
Una lección grande, bueno, cuando se es madre es una tarea no es tan fácil porque hay que saber criar a los hijos de una forma muy responsable.
So one of the biggest one is it's not easy. He's saying it's not easy because when you're raising your kids, you have to raise them in a way, in a very responsible way.
Sí. Creo que hay que enseñarle a los hijos desde el hogar los valores más importantes que son del respeto, el valor hacia las personas, o sea, porque pienso que la primera escuela que se tiene es en el hogar, la primera escuela que uno tiene que darle a los hijos, una buena educación y valores y ejemplos, buenos ejemplos desde el hogar.
So one of the most important things that you have to teach your kids is values, things in regards to values, because at home is basically the first school that kids, technically go to, and that's where they have to learn the things that they're going to need for when they leave the house, when they're outside the house, when they deal with other people. Not deal with, but deal with, when they talk to other people, when they interact. I guess interact would be a better word for this. So values, teaching values, responsibility behind being a mother, like those are complicated things.
Sí, creo que esa es la lección más importante de darle a los hijos esos buenos ejemplos desde el hogar, o sea, enseñándole el respeto, a ser personas respetuosas ante a las demás personas, o sea,
teaching kids respect, teaching them to be respectful towards others.
Para mí eso es lo más importante porque...
To her, those are the most important things because...
Esa es la lección, porque si no le damos buenos valores a nuestros hijos, después van a ser afuera personas que no van a saber respetar a las otras personas y no van a tener valores, que eso es lo más importante. O sea, para mí esa es la lección más importante como madre que uno le pueda dar a los hijos, o sea, los valores que se inculcan desde el hogar.
Well, I'm not sure if she understood my question, but I'm going to repeat it to her. But basically, that's the most important lesson she can teach us as kids, that a mom can teach kids in order so that when they go out into the real world to interact with actual people, they're respectful and they know how to treat others. Más bien la pregunta iba como que ¿cuál era la lección que aprendiste? No la que enseñaste o que tuviste que enseñar. O sea, tú como madre, ¿qué aprendiste? ¿Qué lección aprendiste siendo madre? O sea, no sé si lo interpretaste como que más bien qué lección enseñaste, pero bueno, era más bien hecho a lo que tú aprendiste siendo madre. So yeah, let's see here. Going back to some of the comments. Sorry, I would have to claim to not be feeling good. I am a very picky eater and seldom eat at other people's homes unless I know in advance what is being served. That's pretty tough. You can, say that you're not feeling good and, try to make it convincing. but even then, you know, some people, they might be able to whiff if it's true or not. And if it looks not truthful, then, you know, you're going to be in an even worse position, because not only did you reject the food, you also lied to them. So it's kind of like, oh, if he's willing to lie to us, what's he going to do with our daughter? So, you know, you got to be really good about that one. As for RKB, how we already had a talk about food. Her mom knows me by now and said, what is he going to eat? Okay, that's good. And Jesse, just shoving in your girlfriend's plate. You can say you have an allergy. You could also say that. But then, you know, you'd never be able to eat that food. And if it ends up being something you actually like, that'd be kind of sad. So let's see here. Lisa, it's me. For some reason, I've lost the audio. Sorry, I'm going to have to exit out. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, it's okay, Lisa. No worries. If you see this, I hope you have an excellent day. Let's see here. Beyond law. Should have prefaced that by saying I have a medical excuse for a lot of foods, so my menu is limited. Oh, okay. That's really good. So you're already prepared for that one. Jamie, Ecuadorian food is not strange by any means. Plantains are probably the only thing you haven't had before, and they are very much like potatoes. Don't be so sure about that. Has anyone here, anyone in the stream, have you guys ever tried or have you ever seen guatita? In fact, let me show you guatita, because you think food isn't weird until you see guatita. Then you think it's weird. Es que hay personas que no le gustan la guatita, y más por la apariencia, no porque sea algo, una comida mala. People don't like guatita because it looks bad, not because it is bad. So let me use this as an example. Let me show you this. This is guatita. Let me use a reaction scene. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. I have to do this one. Okay, so this is guatita.
Le enseñaste, ¿no?
Sí, it's right there. This is guatita. Guatita es el estómago de la vaca.
Sí.
So it's basically cow stomach. Guatita is cow stomach. And a lot of people don't like that. I think, bueno, la guatita que sepa, I think the guatita that my dad makes is incredible. Even my best friend Nacho, he doesn't like guatita unless my dad makes it, or it has to be made by a very specific person. So, but a lot of people, Ecuadorians do not like guatita because when they see it, they think it's nasty, but it's not nasty. It just depends on who prepares it and how well it's prepared. And if you're not into cow stomach, then maybe it's nasty for you too.
Yo te cuento una anécdota con la guatita en los Estados Unidos. ¿Tú no te acuerdas?
¿Qué pasa siempre dice Michael?
De tu amigo, que nosotros le servimos y él no quiso.
Sí, recuerdo.
Sí.
There was a time in the States, I have a friend because I still consider him my friend. His name is Michael, and he came over to eat once. He came over to hang out, and since he was there long enough, like, we stayed to eat. So my family, we offered him guatita, and he didn't like it. He didn't want it. He didn't want anything to do with it because of the way that it looked. It's not even, I'm telling you, it's not even bad. It's just the way that it looks that some people don't like it. And that's okay, because I understand that some foods aren't for everyone. So yeah. So that's my example of one weird type of food. There are others, of course. Lo que es el blood sausage, esa cosa que es negro, que arroz como que con sangre, no es arroz, no sé qué es.
Ya, eso es, se me fue el nombre. Sí, yo sé cuál es la que se hace con sangre de la, no sé qué animal es este, pero sí. Longaniza.
No, longaniza no es. Longaniza, no creo. Sí, es otro, es el que es negro así. Longaniza no es negro.
El que come tu papá, pues.
Pero longaniza no es negro. Longaniza es como salchicha casi.
Ya, pues entonces ese es un caldo de salchicha que lo hacen
no es ese, hay otro que no recuerdo cómo se llama.
El nombre, sí,
yo tampoco me recuerdo. There's this thing that's like black and like it's like it almost looks, I think it's rice. I don't know if it's rice, but it's rice with like blood in it, and it's like it's in this little black container kind of thing. And to me, that's something that when you see it, you'd probably be like, oh my god, like what is this? It'd be traumatizing. So you know, I'm telling you, there's food that does look strange. It might be really good, but you might not want to give it a chance until you get past its appearance. So Jesse, the family of my girlfriend wants to prepare a pig, as in buy a whole pig and, well, eat it with the entire family. I don't know if that's traditional Ecuadorian thing, but they do it for special situations. I wouldn't say it's normal to eat a whole pig. So, like, there might be some families. It's kind of expensive. ¿Cuánto costaría así un chancho entero, comprártelo para hacerlo comida? Pero todo el chancho, cabeza y todo.
No tengo, yo sepa, no tengo idea, la verdad que no, porque siempre aquí hemos comprado a veces la pierna, pero
Claro.
no todo el chancho.
¿Cuánto suele costar la pierna?
Dependiendo el peso, a veces depende, 30, 40 dólares. Ponte $40, pone.
Okay, so
$40.
just to give an idea, the pig leg is like $30 to $40. So if the family is willing to buy a whole pig, that's like, just say $30 times 4, that's 120. Then there's the middle part and the head. So you could imagine they're spending at least around $150 to $200 on that pig. So I wouldn't say it's like normal. You normally do serve like pig leg, but not the whole pig. That's like next level. And I just saw Jamie's comment, morcilla. Morcilla era eso. Morcilla.
Bien,
Yeah.
¿quién? ¿Ella es latina?
Jamie. Es que Jamie
Morcilla.
también vive acá. Jamie lives here.
Sí, morcilla. Gracias, Jamie.
So yeah,
Morcilla,
let's
sí,
see here for when I
morcilla.
get there. Jamie, oh my God, Jesse, they're making you hornado. That's an honor. It's stupid. Yes, it is. Hornado is really good. Hornado de chancho, super good. But like the whole pig, man, that's a lot. Yeah, they want to do that. I'm also very looking forward to it. I had hornado de chancho, like official, I guess you could say, in Quito, and it was so good. But you have to know how to make it also. RKBA, solo huevos, arroz blanco y tortillas, tal vez pan de yuca. Pan de yuca is really good.
Wow.
I love pan de yuca. Magic says, ¿estás lista para nietos?
Sí, claro que sí. Claro, cuando ellos ya tengan su novio o la esposa que vayan a escoger, y claro que sí.
She says, of course, yes. When
Ya
we have a
ya
girlfriend
estamos en...
or a wife, then yes.
Ajá, claro.
Let's see here. Jamie, tripa, I'm guessing, can be good. We had a soup called menudo in Phoenix. Never tried that. Over here, typically, caldo de pata es lo que más se come. O sea, my dad likes to make, like, I guess, pig foot soup, you could call it, translate it to. And my dad really likes that. I'm not a big fan, but I'll eat it because my dad makes it and he makes it good. Beyond Borders, I wouldn't even try it, just like Rocky Mountain oysters. I know people who eat them, but I will never try them. You know, it's your own taste. Like, what you gotta eat, and what you like. So, don't feel bad about that. So, yeah. 1 second, a little bit of lemon water. Quiere refrescar. Es que hablar mucho. When you talk a lot, it's like you need to drink something.
Tienes que tomar, sí, así. Está bien.
Is tripe the English version? Because I've never really heard of it like that. I always just thought it would be like guts, like pig guts or cow guts, or just stomach or something. But in Spanish, you call it tripa, like when you talk about something related to the stomach, like with an A at the end. That's why I was like, I wonder if Jamie was talking about tripa, cow stomach.
Tripa, sí, está bien.
Es por la diferencia en el idioma,
está
decía
bien.
yo. See here. Yeah, but I don't think I've actually had like morcilla, but the appearance is very off-putting. What I do like I said, is the cow stomach, the guatita. Other than that, strange foods, can't really think of any at this moment. But definitely nothing too crazy, I think, in my opinion. I don't know, anyone have any other questions for Mom? If not, so we can continue with next. Tripe is cow stomach, C. Okay. If you guys don't have any more questions for Mom, then she will probably be leaving soon in order to continue with her day and start preparing. Daniel! Buenas tardes, Ace y Ace Madre.
Hola.
Hello, Daniel. Happy Mother's Day. Hope your mom is having a great time. I hope you're doing well as well. Magic. Ask her what, if anything, she's missing most about the U.S. Algo que extrañas de los Estados Unidos.
A las amistades. Las
Friendship.
amistades que dejé.
The friends that she left behind.
Eso sí.
That's pretty normal. Even I miss my friends. I kind of miss the feeling of, I guess, safety. But I guess, like I said, I always try to mention this. The time when I lived, remember, I lived as a kid, so I probably had a different lifestyle than anyone and than most people. So it's kind of like, yeah, I felt really safe over there. But once again, I was a kid, and I lived in like a neighborhood, apartment complex where, you know, we all knew each other, the kids. So I guess my safety can't be compared to everyone else's safety, but I also wouldn't say it's like, I sometimes feel like it's safer over there, but that's kind of a conversation that's really hard to I guess you could say have, because I realize that safety is situational, relative, a bunch of things that, you know, it's not going to be the same for everyone. Let's see here. Beyond borders, some people also eat chitlins. You might want to explain that to me because I've never heard of chitlins. When I managed the meat department at Walmart, I used to waste more than I sold. Interesting. Nishant Hay suggests me any vegetarian food which is available in Guayaquil restaurants. Vegetarian food. Would bolon really be considered vegetarian? I mean, if in a bolon you put the chicharrón, then it's meat, so it's not really vegetarian.
No.
Does cheese count as a vegetarian option? Not really.
¿Qué cosa
O
dice?
sea, como que queso sea algo vegetariano.
¿El qué cosa?
O sea, como que si tú eres vegetariano comerías queso. O sea, se considera como parte de una dieta de vegetariano.
Creo que no. El queso por la grasa, creo que no.
So yeah, bolón
no.
has cheese and sometimes
Sí, no,
chicharrón. So
quizás no.
maybe an empty bolón, solo el plátano. That would be an option. Vegetarian food. Honestly, ¿qué comida vegetariana tenemos acá? Not in Guayaquil, but like in general, ¿qué comida vegetariana tenemos que se podría comer que se considera vegetariano?
Vegetariano, normalmente las personas que comen así es ensaladas, los granos, todo lo que es granos, todo eso es vegetariano, pero no pueden comer creo que carne roja, solo carne blanca, pescado.
So basically just salads and beans would be the only things that are like would be like a vegetarian diet.
Espinacas, acelgas, cosas como esas.
Not if it contains milk, yeah. Henry, feliz día de la madre from Kansas City. Thank you very much, Henry. Here's mom. So, feliz día de Henry de Kansas.
Hi, Henry.
Milk is vegetarian, not vegan. Okay.
Claro.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to say what specific foods you might be able, like, I do know, like, at the restaurant, even my dad, sometimes he serves, like, just salads and stuff for people who just want salad. But it's not really so much because they're vegetarian, but more because they're watching their weight. So it's more of a diet thing. What else? It's hard to say, like, ¿alguna comida ecuatoriana que sea como que netamente vegetariana? Quizás algo que sea plátano.
No, o sea, normalmente la gente que se cuida en forma vegetariana es así, o sea, comiendo así, ya te digo, ensaladas, cosas al vapor y carne, o sea, no carnes rojas. Pero un plato aquí, o sea, normalmente eso es lo que te sirven, o sea, cosas así. Yo como nunca he comido así vegetariano, siempre normal, pero la gente que se cuida es así, solamente comen así en esa forma.
Pero más que por cuidar, sino más por el hecho de ser vegetariano. O sea, no sé si hay una comida aquí que sea así.
No, sí te la preparan, lógicamente, sí te la preparan, ¿no?
Pero por eso digo, alguna
Sino
comida que es de aquí, que sea vegetariana,
no
o sea, netamente
sé.
ecuatoriano. Like, what's an
Claro,
Ecuadorian
no sé
food
la
that is
verdad, pero sí tiene,
vegetarian?
sí hay. Para la gente que se cuida, sí hay vegetariana. Lo que pasa que no sé cómo lo prepararán, no sé, pero tiene que ser, me imagino, cosas de ensaladas con,
No,
no
pues
carnes
lógico.
rojas, sino con quizás
Pero es que por eso estamos
carnes
buscando algo
blancas, pero
específico.
sí,
O sea,
no,
obviamente
no
sí, yo también puedo
sé.
decir vegetales.
Claro,
Like we can
lógico,
say like
pero
the most vegetarian food here
no
is
sé.
anything that's like a salad.
Ujú,
But like specifically in Ecuadorian food that would be considered
ujú,
vegetarian, you would just think of something that has, I guess you would say plantain, but that doesn't have anything extra.
ujú,
Which then you would just cancel out tigrillo because tigrillo comes with eggs.
ujú,
Bolon can't be bolon because that comes typically with cheese. Even if it's bolon de verde, it comes
ujú,
with cheese and sometimes it comes with chicharron, which is a type of
ujú,
meat.
ujú,
So you would technically just be eating the uh, the plantain by itself, like
ujú.
in the form that you want to eat it. Like maybe a patacón. O sea, patacón supongo que tendría que ser vegetariano porque no es una carne.
Pero en cambio el patacón lo haces y lo tienes que freír.
O sea, frito ya es no vegetariano.
Y yo pienso que sí, pues porque ya lo estás friendo, ya es con aceite. A no ser que lo frías, creo que usan un aceite especial, puede ser, ¿no? Que lo frían con aceite de olivo.
A ver, let's have this conversation. If
Ujú.
the food is fried, like if it's even if it's not a meat, if it's
Mm,
fried, is it no longer considered vegetarian?
sí, no, no.
Because in that case, even patacón wouldn't work because patacón is also something that you fry. So,
Ujú.
can someone let us know? I just thought it had to be not meat. Let me see here. Jamie, they say you can have cheese and eggs if vegetarian. Okay, cool. I thought that was off the list. Okay, so in that case, bolon and tigrillo are once again on the menu because bolon with cheese, that's a thing, and that can work. And tigrillo is typically just the plantain
Mm.
with the eggs. If that's welcome, then cool. And also, Lisa, welcome back. I think it might have just fried my Fire Stick. Update, reboot, hard reboot. Still can't get any audio. Whoops. Wow. Can you suggest any fruits also just to survive? I mean, all fruits. I wouldn't. I don't eat a lot of fruit myself, but I mean apples. There's the dragon fruit that a lot of people seem to like, the pitahaya.
Ah, pitahaya,
Hmm.
muy buena.
Let's see here.
Toda fruta es buena, toda.
Y Jamie dice frito with veggie oil is fine too. Okay, so then patacones would be fine too, as long as it's fried with vegetable oil, which I don't think most places, if you eat them on the street, you're probably not going to get them fried with vegetable oil. Just assume it's the most commercial oil you can find that they're frying the food with. Not out of malice, but just because it's cheaper.
Claro.
Mhm. Let's see here. Coconut oil, almond oil, avocado oil.
Claro, exacto. Esos aceites sí, que son más sanos. Los aceites como el aceite de oliva, aceite de coco, aceite de aguacate,
Mhm.
podrían ser, no con el otro aceite.
Those tend
Un
to be
poco
the healthier oils,
más healthy.
but they're also the more expensive ones.
Ujú,
I stopped eating oil and now I just use the butter to be able to make my food,
ujú.
just to give it like a slippery surface. Let's see here, lard. I've never used lard before to cook. Mhm. ¿Alguna fruta popular aquí que puedas recomendar? Maracuyá como de por sí es una fruta, solito.
La naranja puede ser, el limón, son unas frutas más. El
Oranges,
limón por la
lemons.
vitamina C, claro. Naranja, el limón.
Yeah. A lot of fruits. In general,
Sí,
though, I feel
tenemos
like they're
todo.
just fruits that are like
Ujú,
worldwide if we're talking about oranges and stuff like that.
ujú.
I love when Ecuadorians say pitahaya, their faces light up. Because it's such an interesting name. Like in my mind, when I say it, I'm just like, it's like a whole different word, you know? Go ahead, show. Lard is pig fat. I haven't used it, but my dad does sometimes use the pig fat in order to make the food.
Las tres.
Si tienes que ir, no hay ningún
Sí.
problema. So my mom's gonna go now because she was only supposed to be here for 30 minutes, but
Ujú.
she spent the hour with us. So I guess you guys say hi to mom. I mean, say bye to mom, and we'll talk in a bit because we still have to go hang out.
Ajá.
And
Sí,
I'm going to stay, by the way. Just mom's going to go.
sí. Aunque de todas maneras les agradezco por el tiempo que se han tomado en
Thank you for the time that
estar viendo
you've taken this
este
to
video
be here.
y que tengan un lindo día
And she hopes you have a good day, a nice day.
y que Dios los bendiga siempre.
And God bless you always.
Ujú.
Okay.
Gracias. Chao.
Micrófono. Let me see. Let me turn off this mic. Okay. Yo sí. She ended up spending more time, enjoying it more than she expected, because she was saying that, no, I'm only going to stay 30 minutes. I don't have much to say. And I told her, don't worry. Here you'll get questions and you'll have a lot of things to say. So it's all good. Thank you, everyone, for making it a very accommodating environment for mom. I'll let her know that you guys said happy mom and have a great day, because she left. So yeah, well, she's over there probably with dad. So yeah, circling back a little bit. Well, first reading the comments. Cheap corn oil is vegetarian. It's just terrible for you. Yeah. In general, I just stopped using oil because from what I've investigated, no matter what, oil is just bad unless it's extraordinarily like the actual official healthy one. Like there's a obviously olive oil, which people say is like the best. Not the best, but like one of the healthiest. But do you really get official olive oil like where you're buying it from? Or is it just like what would I say, a bootleg kind of olive oil? And that's the problem. Most of the time, it's not like the official olive oil that you get from like Italy and the good stuff. It's just like a copy, I guess you could say, and not the actual good stuff. So it's kind of tough. And even if we wanted to get the good stuff, like even the copies that we see are like expensive. Like normal oil sometimes costs, let's just say around $5 to $8. And the olive oil for a container that's smaller than the normal oil is almost like $15 to $20. So it's like it's very much a luxury purchase. And if I've learned anything from the video that I made about my shopping when I did my shopping list in January, is that apparently no one likes to buy the more luxury items. And there was also this weird comment or conversation about buying something that's not natively produced here and how that's not a good thing. And I'm like, so then Ecuadorians are doing bad things all the time. Like as an Ecuadorian, not just me, but like other friends, other people I know, people don't normally buy the stuff from Ecuador made in Ecuador. Like if they do, it's like obviously Ecuadorian food, but a lot of the things they buy in markets or supermarkets are imported stuff. And even when it comes to buying technology or things like that, no one wants to buy it here because it's either too expensive or it's out of date. So most people will order it from the States or Europe because it's not as expensive and it's more up to date. So it was just a weird conversation I saw. But going back to the food topic, just like it's the oil topic. It's tough to buy the good oil, and I don't think I need it anyways. I'm good with the butter. I actually have to buy butter today. So self-reminder, need to go buy butter. So far since January, I've bought at least, adding the 3 that I bought originally, at least around 5 to 6 sticks or packs of butter, because I use it to cook. So yeah, butter is a must. Let's see here. Jamie, interesting fact I was told and have experienced. Ecuadorians don't use adios. They do not. They always use ciao. Ciao is the more common bye-bye. Ciao. You can also say hasta luego. If you have the intention of seeing the person again later, you can say hasta luego. Huh? Oh. I'm apparently being summoned. So I guess we're gonna go out to eat now. I thought we were gonna go out to eat later, but they're telling me the place that we're gonna go to only has service until 4:30. But I feel kind of bad because I wanted to give an Ecuador update because I did get a message on Instagram, and I apologize to the person who got the message, who sent me the message, that I didn't reply on Instagram, but I just saw it, read it, and I was like, I'll reply later, and I ended up not being able to reply later. Um, oh, and by the way, beyond borders, ciao in Italian is actually hello. I studied a little bit of Italian, so ciao is actually hi in Italian, but in Spanish, when you say ciao, it's bye. And it's spelled the way that I wrote it. So yeah, going into what I was about to say, uh, the situation right now, because someone asked me what's the crisis like, what's the safety situation. I think it's very similar to what I mentioned in my previous live stream where I had a chance to talk about what the crisis was like. And really, it almost feels non-existent at this point. I haven't even seen military, but of course, I've also been locked inside of work from the morning until the afternoon. And then in the afternoon, some days I'm stuck there until night. So really, it almost feels like the crisis is done, but you know the crisis isn't done because there's still shootings, there's still people being assassinated, there's still all these attempts, the atentados, the assassination attempts. So it's still not exactly the greatest. It's still not fixed. It's still not done, but it's a lot better than it was before because at least from a very um, you could say personal standpoint, I don't see the crime, but I also always say I almost barely never really see it. I can say that something happened very close to where I live in the sense that it happened, I mentioned it last time, in the park. And then we can also talk about the situation in Manta, where there was a retired American who was, unlifed because they tried to help someone else who was getting robbed. At least that was the way that I understood the story, or they were trying to defend themselves. And unfortunately, that's the problem with trying to defend yourself. It doesn't generally go well if the criminal is actually armed. So, it's just something that I did want to mention because it did happen. It is real, but it's not something that's going to happen all the time. I can still confidently say that as long as you're not putting yourself in danger, like going out at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. to walk around the empty streets, or you're not flashing around expensive things, you don't want to risk it. Like if you're not doing those things, you're not really risking it. And I'd say it's safe enough to be able to be here and not put yourself in danger. Let me see here. Beyond Borders, it's after 4. Don't want to miss. It's actually only 3:09 over here. But give me a second. Oh, and also 12 viewing, but only 2 thumbs up. Thank you to everyone who's liked the stream so far. But give me 1 second. Let me just go tell my parents something. Hold up. I'm going to put up the be right back. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm back. Hello, I'm back. Forgive me. Gomen nasai. So let me finish answering a few questions and talking about the situation. Like I said, if you have any intention of visiting, still a good time to visit. It's still not chaotic, crazy level, at least in my opinion. From what I've been able to see, avoid the dangerous places, avoid putting yourself at risk unnecessarily. There was another topic I wanted to talk about in regards to guides. Please, I'm going to try to summarize it as quickly as possible. I read this post on Facebook and saw that the situation with guides is pretty much it's iffy, only because a specific guide that a lot of people know has apparently not been doing his job correctly. And what I want to say about that is, if you hire a guide over here, first of all, obviously hire them in advance. Second of all, make sure that you tell them that you want their service and only their service. And third, and this is the unfortunate thing, be prepared for the worst possible situation, which is not getting the service that you expected. Because unfortunately, things over here aren't perfect. And even if we recommend people who are good, or even if there are people who are recommended that are good in one situation, maybe the situation won't be the same for everyone. Because, for example, if I were doing a guided like trip for a person, let's just assume, and I have all this month free, which I don't, but if I had all this month free, I'd be able to give you the best experience possible because I'm free. But if for some reason next month I get super booked and I'm trying to schedule everyone in, but everyone's like coming in at the same time, like it's going to be really tough for me. The truth is that I should tell you that that's the situation so that you know what to expect. But a lot of people don't want to do that because over here, that's like losing business. And there is this whole conversation about viveza criolla, or the ley del sabido, this whole situation of trying to be smarter than everyone else or doing something that's not right. But we can talk about that. I'll probably talk about that in a video because we have to talk about that. I feel like that is a very important topic for people coming to Ecuador. So that is a situation that we will talk about at a later date. Answering some of the comments, what about the local markets to buy some food? Is it accessible for all foreigners? Yes. For the most part, the fruits are a lot healthier than they probably would be in places like a lot. This is not me speaking. This is what everyone has told me in the States, where it's not the same level of healthy as it is over here. Even if there are fruits in both places, over here it's healthier and it's cheaper. You can go to the market. You just, like I've said before, don't go around, risking it, like carrying around expensive things. Like, don't have a backpack that people can like open. I remember I once talked about that in a video. You should have a backpack that has like these zippers that can't be opened. That's a recommendation. Buy shotgun. No, do not buy shotgun. It's probably best to keep a low profile in Ecuador. Indeed, if you go out, don't draw attention to yourself more than appearance, because I do realize over here, a lot of Americans or foreigners like Europeans stick out more than a normal Ecuadorian. Even an Ecuadorian that's just naturally a little bit whiter than everyone else is assumed to be a foreigner. So that sticks out a lot. Let's see here. How would you go for dinner in Ecuador? I'd love to go out with my girlfriend at around 8 and have some drinks after or back home. Believe me, Jesse, the nightlife over here is like forever. 8 is actually very early, I guess, but good for dinner, but very early in the sense of going out for drinks, because a lot of people go out for drinks here like around 11 or 12, and that's still kind of early-ish, but that could last until 1 or 2 in the morning. I wouldn't recommend it on a first date, like you're having physically with the person, just because you do want to like respect and show the family that you're responsible, even though there's a chance that they themselves have not been that way. And I know that sounds kind of negative, but it's the truth. I can tell you that because I know people here, friends, who their parents used to be that level of wild nightlife, and that's why their kids are kind of like that as well, because they allow it because it's normal. But yeah, let's see here. You can be out in Cuenca late. It's a very safe city. Just get a cab home and check with the family where not to go. That is an excellent tip. Always take a cab home, even if it's a walking distance. I'm not used to dangerous countries parts here in Greece, the Netherlands. I say because it's safe where I'm from, which is Greece and the Netherlands. I would say, is it safe to walk if it's walking distance? What is walking distance? If it's right next door, obviously, just walk. But if it's, let's just say, even if it's like 2 blocks, that's already kind of iffy. Cuenca, a little bit less because it's a little bit of a safer place. Well, not a little bit, it's a lot safer than most cities. But if you really want to avoid any situation, just make sure you don't walk back by yourself because that's when, you're mostly targeted. And also if you arrived in a very like safe sense, like you weren't like arriving being all flashy, then you should be good because they're not going to target you because you're not going to stick out, I don't mind if people are late. Just don't keep telling me there will be in 15 minutes for 3 hours. Just say I will be there in 3 hours. Yes, I completely agree with that, Jamie. I wish I could heart that comment because my goodness, that is just the most stressful thing ever. Be very prepared for like if you go out with people, like maybe not your girlfriend because she's probably not going to do that to you, but like other people, like if they tell you we're going to hang out, I'll see you at 8, and then it's 8 and you're like, hey, I'm here, where you at? They'll be like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. 15 minutes becomes an hour becomes 2 sometimes in worst case scenarios. So it's like be prepared for people to tell you that. Don't be that way, of course, but be prepared for people to do something like that. It's stressful, but it's just a reality that most people have to go through. So 5 minutes is totally fine in Cuenca. Don't be drunk. Yeah, 5 minutes is fine. I think once again in Cuenca, since it's a safe city, as long as you're in like a walking distance and you're with someone, you should be good. If you're drunk, obviously don't walk home just because could be dangerous. But if you're not and you're just walking home and with your girlfriend, like you should be fine. I can't guarantee your safety, of course. Remember, this is just preliminary me telling you the possibility of being safe, but you never know what could happen. Could be a bad day to go out, just something happens. You never know. Bring bear spray. That's a bit excessively aggressive. What is the present average, I'm guessing, temperature in Guayaquil? We can actually look that up. If we go into, let me see here, the weather app. And let's see here. Let's look up the list. Go to Guayaquil. What's Guayaquil's weather looking like today? So it is 84 degrees today. And if you look at the whole week, the temperature has been from 70 at the lowest to 90 at the highest. So you could say the average temperature around 80, 90 degrees, around the middle of that, 85 if you want to give it like an intermediate. I waited for a moving truck at a bodega for 3 hours. Didn't leave until he said he was on his way. I would have stayed home. I get what you're saying. Jesse, no, it's just that my configuration for my things is all in Fahrenheit. Most people use Celsius here. So be prepared for that. So yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else who has any other questions. If not, I will start heading out because I already told my parents and my brother to head out to the place that we're gonna have our Mother's Day lunch. So I'm gonna meet them over there. Let's see here. Guayaquil is so muggy that it feels much hotter than 84. Oh yeah, most people complain about Guayaquil being a hot city. I even talked about that in my tips video. But since some people can withstand that, I don't like to say it's hot city. Just it's hot if you're not used to that kind of heat. I personally don't like the heat at all, unless I'm doing exercise and I want to sweat. But for the most part, if I can avoid extreme heat, I most of the time will. And Guayaquil is definitely a city where you feel extreme heat. I feel like that's what it felt like these past few days when we didn't have power. Not these days, but the weeks that I talked about when we didn't have power, because that during those days, it felt like that's probably what Guayaquil feels like. And that's Guayaquil without power outages. I'm wondering how they must have felt with the power outages. Goodness. Let's see here. Jesse, sure, have fun today. Thank you very much, Jesse. Nishant, thank you for great suggestions, and people in the comments. Have a great day. Have an excellent day as well. Good show. Learn some self-defense, bro. I'm from Piñas, always armed. Oh man, I'm really bad at, I feel at self-defense. I'm just really fast. So if it comes to running, I can do that. I just hope I never need to. Jamie, buen provecho, provecho, provecho. Jesse, do Ecuadorian homes usually have AC? Here in the Netherlands, no one has them. Indeed, I have one. Depends on the class, I guess the family class. In Cuenca, no heat or AC. On the coast, definitely. We're like low middle class. We have AC, and most people will have AC. But I know people who are like lower and like middle lower, even lower than where I'm at, and they use a fan. So they have a fan at home, and not so much because it's not hot, but because they want to save power, and the light bill becomes cheaper if you just use a fan, apparently. So yeah, thank you everyone who joined the live stream. I'm sorry that I couldn't explain more things. I actually had some things open from Reddit talking about the police, master's degrees, and things like that. But we can talk about these things at a later date. I have plans to make a video sometime this week talking about the situation that I was mentioning about guides, but it's more of an in-depth conversation than just the tour guides. It's kind of something, a mentality that we have to understand. What I talked about with Viveza Criolla. But yeah, Jesse, I see interesting. Here in summer, we're melting away, yet no one has an AC. I recommend you guys get that AC or use the fan. I wouldn't be able to withstand it. I breathe and I feel hot. So yeah, thank you everyone who joined today's stream. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there in the world. I really hope that you guys have a great day. Spend a good time with mom. Like my mom said, the most important thing, spend time with mom, because sometimes mom doesn't have time to spend with us. So us making some time to spend with her on a special day like this is pretty important. So yeah. Oh, saucer tennis. I saw your comment. I haven't been able to reply to it. I think it's really interesting. If you want to talk more about it, send me an email. I'm interested in understanding saucer tennis. I just don't really have time to, I think, partake. And if I do, it would have to be under some really strict circumstances or situations. But yeah, if you haven't watched my recent video about my trip to my trip, I won't say specifically to where, please watch it. I think it's a great video. I loved it, and I loved the experience. And once again, have an excellent rest of your day. Hasta pronto. See you soon. Take care. Have a great time. We will see you in your next video and or live stream for sure. Take care, and as always, ace out. Bye, everyone.